early, but it'll be cool. You guys will wrap it up.
How was your
Yeah.
Korean barbecue? We were
Yeah,
just
how's your
talking
Korean
about
barbecue,
jealous
Vitaly,
we-
that you
how
but
jealous
how
we
was the
were.
Korean barbecue that you didn't invite me to, even though you lived?
No, he did, dude. He did on the
He
WhatsApp.
did not
He said-
invite me.
Yes, he did. He
You
said,
did, Vitaly, did you invite me?
He did.
I
dude.
did. I said, if you want to come over, we're eating in 10 minutes.
It's like, come through. I
He
was
said
like,
he said you could have the scraps. No, like 2 days ago, he said.
now, to be
"You wanna
fair,
come by?"
the Saturday after, Vitaly was like, hey, he warned me like 8 hours earlier. He's like, hey, at 5 o'clock.
No,
if you wanna
he'll
come
invite
over.
you next week for the leftovers.
It was good. We opened up the pool, even though it's still unfinished. It's still like just a wreck, basically. But yeah, it was fun. A lot of fun
Well,
to
the
use it.
landscaping was a mess, right? But the pool.
The
was,
pool works, yeah, and the kids were having fun and all that stuff.
So
it was
you
a good
enjoyed
time.
your
Was it
weekend.
hot? Because it's fucking. It was like raining
It was,
out here.
It was
sucked.
hot. It was barbecue time. It's like that kind of weather. It's great weather.
I gotta say, there is nothing nicer than that. Like of all the shit I talk about New York weather, those nice summer days are fucking awesome.
Yep.
New
Looking
York.
forward to a good summer of like just chilling and relaxing.
How many times during the summer do you guys light up the grill?
We do it even not in the summer. I do
Yeah.
I do it in the winter sometimes.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, because the grill is sort of right outside the patio
kitchen.
door,
right.
right next to the kitchen. And so it's easy to go outside, put on a jacket, go outside.
Yo, do you guys drink soju?
I don't know.
You don't like that stuff? That's a miracle. I had it for the first time at a Korean barbecue, and I was like, wow, this is like a miracle. It's like it's what you think a wine cooler is until you drink that.
Yo, Smirnoff Ice? That shit is the
Get
best
outta
thing
here. You
ever,
and your
bro.
hard lemonade.
Mike's Hard. Oh, my,
Get
bro,
outta here.
people shit on me when I'm like, yo, let's get us Mike's Hard. They're like, are you like a child? I'm like,
I was gonna
first
say,
of
are
all,
you 12?
it tastes good. Okay. It tastes good. And it's barely any
It
alcohol.
does taste good. I like it.
If you taste like 7 of them, you'll get buzzed. But like
Yeah.
outside of that, it's like lemonade. It's great. It's
If
awesome.
you want
Yeah,
the
but you-
best drink, it's Dogfish. It's similar to Mike's Hard Lemonade. Dogfish, lemonade, and watermelon, and it's a 7% alcohol. It'll get you messed up. One drink.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Dogfish lemonade. Okay.
That'll do it.
Dogfish. It's vodka, lemonade, watermelon type of. It's delicious. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you to the 211 people being here
Oh,
in
shit.
2 minutes
It's-
and
you
25
forget
seconds.
that people are actually watching this thing.
So half of you can log off because Kris is not here.
Yeah, right.
So-
We know Kris is on his way back from Disney World, so
He'll
cannot
pop
make it
on in
tonight.
any minute. Watch.
well,
He'll just
I
pop
told
on.
him on Twitter that he was just celebrating all his bullish calls that have paid off, and now he's just spending his money.
He's like, fuck the podcast.
Giving it all
I'm
back.
living my life. First of all, I just want to say I missed the podcast a lot. Like it was, I appreciated the break, but like I missed it. It's like I do a live stream as well in the morning. I miss talking to people in the morning. It was fun. Today I wanted to go live and I couldn't because I concluded that I
you
think
can go
the
live
marketing-
anytime you want.
You go live. You're basically live all day, dude.
That's true. But I felt like on Memorial Day, I should be respectful. What am I going to go live about? Like, it's not, you kind of want to give some time. But I'm like, I think the stock market gives us purpose. I think the stock market literally gives us purpose. Now, I know you guys have families and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
But
you're missing the
stock
point of the
market-
stock market.
No, the stock market, the ups and downs and the kerfuffles that we get into with dealing with earnings. And it's like, it gives us purpose and meaning in life. You know what I mean?
No.
Were you into wrestling ever? Like WWE?
Oh, I was a huge
as a
WWE
kid?
fan for like
Okay.
4
You,
years.
Vitaly? You ever watch?
I was on the wrestling team. What are you talking about?
But like, so
Are you talking
were
about
into-
WWF? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like were you into wrestling as a kid, like Hulk Hogan?
Oh yeah, everybody liked Hulk Hogan. Absolutely.
Right. So to me, that's what the stock market is. It's that ongoing soap
Exactly.
opera narrative
Exactly.
that you get to follow. Different people come in and
100%.
that's
You,
what
you
it
know,
is.
I've noticed that because
Well,
what is
thank you,
W-
GTR man. Actually logged on because Kris isn't here. So thank
Oh,
you.
wow.
Oh, he said. Oh, actually,
people say I'm upset. So look, the WWE, as I can analyze it now from a business perspective. First of all, it's called Worldwide Entertainment, right? It's a business, and so they had to build a
It used to
business.
be called
around-
World Wrestling Federation to the OG.
It used to be called that,
Yo,
they changed
Sasky Rose had a great comment. You should put that up.
And he also noticed the market was incredibly stable. Oh wow, it's such an original joke. It's like
Yeah, it's like
Hey.
the Bulls canceled the Bears today.
It still works, man. It works.
I think Kathy Wood, Kramer, Arc Innovation, Alex Karp, Elon Musk, all of these are just like the Hulk Hogan's and the Rocks of the WWE.
That's
and
true.
we are here as commentators trying to make sense of all of it. And we're enjoying the party. And I love it. I think it's
I
great.
think me and Carlos
fun.
have different reason to be here. I mean, besides the podcast, but I think we both want an exit strategy that is long lasting. And as soon as that happens, I don't think I'll be as interested in the stock market, honestly.
I disagree. I think if you make a couple million off Enphase or Tesla in like 2 or 3 years, like, God willing that happens, I'll be so happy for you. I still think you'll still want to find the next thing because it's all about the game. It's about the journey.
Maybe.
Look, I'll tell you from like
fun.
the uber wealthy people that I know and the ones that I know that made money in markets. No, it's the opposite. What they do is they make much bigger bets in a fewer companies and they let it ride.
Yeah, but after those pay off, like say Palantir 10X is for me, I want the next Palantir.
Well,
I want the next
25.
Enphase.
All I know is as soon as Enphase 10X again, by the way, already did that. It 10X again. Then what I'm going to do is take a little bit and throw it into Palantir. That'll still be at a 5 billion market cap or 10 million.
Oh, you're such a piece of shit.
Vitaly's like,
I
Vitaly's
told
like,
you
I'm
to
gonna-
buy Palantir at $6, but
I'll
tell you, I'm
I
gonna
told
take
you every day to
profits.
buy Palantir at $6, you would be up 100%.
I mean, I had Nvidia,
but you
so
could
I don't know
say
what
that.
I had Meta. I mean, like even by the way, Tesla's up 100% right now, right? Isn't it? Didn't it go from 100 to $200?
Some other stocks went up too.
Everything was
It's
at
all-
100% at this point, I think.
But it's
Like,
all
literally
relative.
everything.
It's all relative. Like when they say, yes, it's up 100% year to date, but it was down like 90. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like
When
saying
I bought it, it was.
it's like saying crypto's up 60%. Yeah, but it was at 70,000. So it's like it's all relative. And I feel like some of that is just to take place of is to pump the narrative, right? To make it seem like Tesla's up. No, it's not. It's actually down a lot from where it used to be. It's actually down a lot. Everything is still way, way, way down. That's why I think this idea of the title of today's
Well, not
video
everything
is
is
a time
not
for
way,
market.
way down. Nvidia has
Yeah.
made all-time highs.
Yes,
In fact,
that's
some of these
different, though.
stocks are going.
That's different.
Isn't the S&P now?
Not on
Or
all-time
it's
high.
52-week high for the S&P, right? Is that right? Or
Which
did it
might be
actually
right.
make all-time highs yet?
No, it didn't make all-time high. S&P all-time high was 478. Right now it's at 420. Tom Lee
Okay,
says it'll
so-
be back to
So
475 by the
52-week
end of the year.
highs. 52-week
52-week
highs.
highs, right?
Yeah.
Look, which is fine, but I just think it's funny. It's all relative.
Depends when you got in, right? So
Yeah, like look, to Amit's point, if you went it all in on Palantir at $6, you're happy as fuck. Like you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
care.
absolutely.
You don't care about anything because you kind of know that that's the floor, and so you're like, let it ride, right? But if you were like you guys, what's your average, Amit? 22.
Don't worry about it. We don't got to talk about that.
22
I think
bucks.
no, you said it was 15.
It's 15.
Right?
15.
I
Yeah.
think
Okay,
you
so
said
you're
it
waiting,
publicly.
dude.
Yeah.
$15. Amit's going to rip his shirt off, shave his chest.
Wait, so Carlos, so speaking of, let's answer the title of the top of the pod. Do you think the market's here to run, or do you think some summer sell-off action is about to take place, given we're seeing some more Fed hikes likely starting to come?
I mean, look, to make an analogy, I think it's like the revving of the engine before it goes. We're waiting for a couple of. This is why this debt ceiling thing is important, because a lot of
we should
people
talk about that, yep.
look. This is a huge reason why I'm really curious to see what happens tomorrow. If the markets rally, then we're all right. We were all correct in that, like, these are things that are holding us back, and there's a lot of pressure building. Because I also think people just want to invest. Like I don't know. I get bored watching markets when I feel like it's not a good time to buy. So if it happens, then I think people will be even more amped for like the next Fed meeting. Maybe we get a pause. Some people like Vitaly thinks we might even see 25 basis points. If they drop this 25 basis points, this shit's gonna fucking explode. It's gonna explode
It's gonna be so much fun.
because people are ready. People are ready to go.
But this is what. Go ahead.
I just want to point out that the thing that's important here is that, the good thing is that all these people in the comments and everything that have been watching the markets and hopefully investing during this bad time and not just sitting on the sidelines, they will eventually be rewarded. Okay. The point is you had to be there. And there's a lot of people who stepped out of the game who are not paying attention because the market is rigged. That's all I keep hearing from those people. The
because
market
they
is
read Rich
rigged.
Dad Poor Dad too much.
No, that's not it. But those people are out. A lot of them, like I talked about before, my friends have sold out of like great positions and great companies. I mean, like, first of all, forget about Tesla and Enphase. They sold Google and Amazon. Like, what? Like, when did you get the bear case of this?
But you know what, Vitaly? Most people, they're selling out because the stock price went down, not because.
No, but
they
that's
think
what I'm
the company
saying.
is bad.
They've
That's
lost
what it
faith.
is.
They've seen their IRAs drop. They've seen their stock portfolios drop. So they just want to exit. They don't want to watch that pain anymore. So I just don't understand it. The people who are here, who are paying attention, who have been picking up, even if they've been picking up things that went up 20, 30, 40%, it's still lower than it's been.
Yeah.
It's still going to go up beyond that, because like, if this is the bad time, what does the good time look like? Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Everyone's just sort of hedging their positions, waiting for this thing to go. That's why I think if we do see any kind of rally this week, it's going to be short-lived. And obviously, if you were sitting on,
I don't know. There's been a pretty good rally in May, Carlos. I don't know about short-lived.
Vitaly, you think SoFi rallies tomorrow, based on the student loan news?
Well, the student loan thing, is that actually happening tomorrow?
No, so this is weird, right? Because it is
months.
official. It's in the debt ceiling bill that it's official. This once the Supreme Court strikes it down, we have to start paying it back. But we already knew this. Like, it's not a surprise. So
no,
I don't
but once it becomes real, this is not priced in. Yeah, this is not.
You don't think it's priced in?
No, because markets
will
like
run
certainty.
as soon as this changes. Yeah.
Markets like certain. It's like this. We all know that at some point they're going to legalize the cannabis in this country. We just don't know when. But until, so you can't price that in until you know it's happening. Yeah. And they put the bill on the floor, still doesn't reflect in any of the stocks. But the day that they say it's happening, then you'll see. Because the money that's going to get it to those high valuations is not our money. It's not money like your and I money where we can leave it there for a while. These are guys that got to show profits every 6 months. They can't be playing around with money like that.
What percentage cash are you guys in?
Cash.
JP Morgan recently said cash is a dangerous spot for
honestly.
Of course they're gonna say that. They want your
money. Oh yeah, JP Morgan, you're right. I should put all my cash in the market.
No. I mean, look, it's good to have some cash, and I do have some cash on the side. But basically, I am almost all into stocks and everything. And the only thing I'm doing now is converting things to other things. So, for example, I said ENPH is down. I have been selling things. I've been buying ENPH. So, like those kinds of things. Even SoFi, I've sold some stuff. I've sold JPM to buy basically some calls. I have a lot of calls on SoFi, and I have a little bit of Truist because I do think the financials, I agree with Kris in that respect, that there's something going to happen, especially SoFi. Actually more bullish on that than Truist, but that's because it's like a spec bet. If that thing runs, like that can 3x in a matter of like a couple of weeks, like
a couple of weeks. Easy. It's a $5 billion company.
Easy to 3x. Like the Truist thing can do well, but it's never going to 3x in the same amount of time. It's just not going to happen.
Correct. 100%.
So I've been buying a lot of calls, and if you guys follow our Patreon, if you're on our Patreon and you follow our Discord, which is hopefully we can put a comment in there.
I'll put a link there.
That I've been just buying more calls than I thought I would have bought on SoFi, honestly.
What do you
and shares? Say that again.
2 years or short?
Everything is 2 years. I don't like short-term things. I buy always 2 year leaps, $7 strike and $5 strike
for SoFi.
Yeah. So if it's $5 in 2 years, that means like this thesis is broken.
No,
it's not worth it even.
So, wait, so hold on. So you bought a leap for a $5 strike price?
$5 strike, and I think
I'm a little confused. That's in the money, correct? Because it's already $5.
Yes, I think it was $5.15 when I was buying.
Right, but so he's paying a higher premium now. But the return.
So explain this to me. Okay, so I don't understand this. I thought the whole concept of a leap was you're betting the price will get to at least this level by whatever price, and then there's a break even, and then you make money. If you're buying something in the money, you're paying a higher premium to get it. Yeah. But what is the, like, let's say SoFi goes to $30, but you got a $5 call.
Well, let me give you just a concrete example. So it was around $5.15 or $5.20, the stock price.
Correct.
I buy a $5 strike, right, which is in the money, but I'm paying a premium for that, which is the difference of the stock price and my strike, which was like 20 cents. Correct. Plus there's some premium. So I was paying $1.80 or $1.90. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Per share. So why am I doing that? Because now I have to get to around $6.80 or $6.90 to break even, right? Because I paid the premium. So it has to go there. Why am I doing that? Because one, the thesis is if SoFi does do what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to do that within 2 years, right?
Right.
So it better be over $7 within 2 years. If it's not, and I paid the $2,000, let's say, or the $1,900, then I lost the $1,900, but I don't want to sit on a dead stock anyway. So I'd rather pay the $1,900 than the $5,000 and change to have that stock, because this is now either a one-way train to the moon, or it's like I don't want to be in it for a couple of years just sitting on nothing. So the leaps will be worthless if it's still at under $7, and I lose my $2,000, and people say, "Ooh, boo hoo!" But there's everybody else is sitting at no profits basically.
And the out of the money calls are cheaper because there's more risk for it to get.
No. I was in the money. I had to pay.
No, I know, but I'm saying the out of the money calls are cheaper than $1.80 because it's more riskier for them to get to $7.
So I got the $7 strikes too, and that was like $1.30 or $1.20.
Gotcha.
So that means I have to hit $8 and let's say 30 cents somewhere approximately for it to be. Once again, it's like if you're not over $8, if you're not over $9
by 2025,
the thesis is over.
Correct.
Like whatever you believed, it's not happening. And maybe you could sit in it for a decade, but like honestly, what's the point of that? Like there's better
Right.
stocks than that. Like
Right.
honestly, right now, Nvidia would have been a better stock. Google would have been a better stock. That's up 40%, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, let's get into some Tesla news. All right, Carlos, you had a weekend to digest this Tesla Ford stuff. You too, Vitaly. This is very interesting. Dan Ives says, and Ross Gerber said it's good for Tesla to normalize Ford getting to the EV space and working together. What is your take? And is there any contrarian perspective you have on Tesla and Ford now merging to, not merging, but you know what I mean, working together to get the job done?
Working together?
Working together.
I mean, I think that the biggest complaint that I've seen, even like in the Twitter sphere, is that people are complaining that, oh my God, we're going to have to wait now because there's going to be a bunch of Ford customers using
Who's complaining?
chargers.
People are complaining.
A lot of people on Twitter are
The
complaining.
Tesla community is actually upset about this.
The Tesla community is complaining. There's
What
also a
the
bit of
fuck?
there's also a bit of look, and you know this. There's also a bit of like elitism in the Tesla community, which I'm not necessarily a fan of, but there is a bit of that we're.
Well, how would you define elitism? What do you mean by that?
In the sense that it's like let them suffer and die. They didn't buy a Tesla, right? So let them suffer with Electrify America. Let them suffer and die.
Hold on, to recap, there are people in the Tesla community that legitimately want Ford and GM to go bankrupt. They'd rather see that happen than work together. That's what you're saying. Are you in that same mindset?
No. And then the other side of that, the investor side, what I hear a lot of the investors is if you open up the supercharging network, right, we love exclusivity. If you open up the supercharging network to say Ford and other companies, the charging is actually a barrier of entry. It's actually a sticking point for every other EV company other than Tesla. So now the person that wanted to buy the Toyota BZ4, right, that was like, oh, I'm concerned about buying it because the charging isn't as good. If they feel like they can use the Tesla supercharger, that might remove the last barrier of entry to keep them from buying that car, which is they're saying steals a sale from Tesla. But again, the volumes of the number of Fords that are out there right now is relatively small. There's 3 million Teslas on the road. I don't even know I don't know how many, say 100,000 or whatever. Very low number of Fords. So
I don't even think it's 100,000 EVs that they
might
have.
not even be 100,000. The other thing that people don't know is if you read the actual agreement, they're only allowing them access to 50% of the Tesla superchargers.
Why aren't they giving access to 100%?
Because the ones that are the highest volume, the ones that are the best superchargers in the most convenient locations, they're not going to give them access to. So they'll give them access to some of the good ones.
This is like some second-class citizen stepsister type shit.
But I mean, yeah, but Tesla was also building these things when nobody gave a shit about EVs, right?
70,000 sold of Mach-E's so far.
Is that
total?
Does that include that and F-150?
In the last 3 years, whatever.
But what about the F-150s?
I didn't check, but I don't think that's a lot at all.
Well, so let me ask you this question.
There's 100,000 Fords EVs spread around the entire country. Are you kidding me? You're not going to notice them.
What if Tesla did go the route of the elitists in the community and said, fuck it, Ford, you got to die? Like, is there any value to just being like, let them build their own network of superchargers? Because we know they can't do it.
No. But here's why.
Value to that?
No, because there's like I'm looking for the tweet that I had put, because I actually thought about all of the benefits of this for Tesla, and I made a list of them. Let me see if I got it.
Because I kind of like those people in the community saying that, like, let them just die, let them bitches burn.
So Ford, I mean, this last February it sold 1,300 Lightnings. I mean, so
oh my God.
So no, but they're producing more. It's just it's going to take them time. They want to produce 150,000. Is it this year or something? So or next year?
Right. So when you think about it, okay. As a source of revenue, even though it's only 100,000, the batteries in Fords, and let's say they open up to the other EV makers. Let's say they open it up to GM, and now GM lets burn it down. Let's say they let GM charge Hummers on a Tesla network.
Correct.
Okay. They can charge them a little bit more money because there is a bit of a premium, but every Hummer is a 200 kilowatt hour battery. So that right there is almost 3 Model Ys. So the fact that they're incredibly inefficient means they're going to need more power, which means it's going to turn into more revenue. If they just took that revenue and put that back into building more superchargers, then basically exactly like the EV tax credits, they're having the other companies pay for the superchargers.
I don't consider this a bad thing, by the way. I want
bad thing at all.
I want all EVs to actually make it. I want Ford to make it. I want GM to make it, because the thing that's going to happen is if they don't make it, China wins. Okay, it'll be Tesla and then every Chinese manufacturer, just like Japan won in the 70s and 80s because they made cheaper cars and smaller cars and better cars. So I assume most of us don't want that. So if we don't want that, we need Ford and GM to take this seriously. And Ford is taking it seriously. So I want them to work with Tesla. And now the adapter itself, the North American Charging Standard, whatever it's called, is now going to be integrated into Ford cars. So I think that's the other thing that's like a Trojan horse, that Tesla is getting its standard adopted, which I thought was never going to happen. And I thought Ford would never do this. That's kind of amazing.
Can you share this? This is the tweet where I laid it out, because what Tyler just said is like, that is the Trojan horse. This is what I tweeted out. This move is good for Tesla and investors for a number of reasons. Number one, Ford has publicly identified Tesla as being the leader of EVs and EV infrastructure. It opens the door for further partnership, including FSD. So when they finally give up this idea of that they can invent their own self-driving network, who are they going to license it from? Tesla. As a side note, it further solidifies Twitter Spaces as a go-to platform for major announcements over legacy media. By partnering with Tesla, Ford counters the mainstream media narrative that legacy auto can actually compete. So now when the mainstream media tries to shit on Tesla, right, which you could see that there is a bias towards that, and saying that companies like Ford and GM are going to eat their lunch, well, it sort of undermines that argument because they're partnering with them. Ford advertising this deal will increase awareness with no capital expenditure to Tesla on Tesla's part. Again, it benefits the entire EV market and will speed up EV adoption, moves the needle towards Tesla's connector being the industry standard. This is what Vitaly was talking about. Tesla's been trying to get the industry to switch to their connector, their plug,
which is smaller, lighter, and actually better at not being damaged when it falls. I think that's also been shown.
Have you seen the CCS? The CCS plug?
I'm actually going to bring it out. I bought one of these. It's like, it's the size of your head, by the way. This CCS
really,
and yeah,
no, it is. It looks like a goalie, a hockey goalie's mask with a cable sticking out of the back of it. It's massive.
It's so stupid. I have no idea why they did this. It's ridiculous.
So now Ford is saying that they're going to ship adapters to all of their existing customers to work with Teslas, and then they're going to build Tesla's plug onto their vehicles.
Cars. Yeah,
that basically means it's game over for the CCS.
GG.
Yeah. Well, so GM has a choice now whether they continue on their road alone and don't have a massive network to charge their vehicles, which is crazy. So imagine you're like GM right now. You're Mary Barr and you're like, oh my God, now I gotta go crawl to Elon because I have to be on his network too.
Mm-hmm. So but FSD seems to me the biggest potential of this. If they're licensing the chargers, they're going to have to license eventually the self-driving technology.
They don't have to.
I think they will. No, they will. That's going to happen. Look, if Elon's goal, let's go to Elon's words. If Elon says, my goal is to make basically autonomous vehicles, everybody has this technology. We want to transition to EV so we don't use any more oil. He's going to license it out when it's ready. Obviously, it's going to take some time. He can't just do it day one. But I think that is his goal. If you take him at his word, he's going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so that
there's almost no downside for Tesla, and it's bringing in free money, and it's good for EV adoption overall. The other thing is, what happens when Ford customers start hanging out at Tesla superchargers and get a better look at some of these Teslas? And I think it's also smart that he's doing this. Think about this. He's doing this right before Cybertruck gets released. So you're going to have a couple Cybertrucks charging, and there's an F-150 driver that's going to pull up. This is going to force them to have conversations where they normally would feel like enemies. It's such a smart move, man.
I want to point out there's a lot of like negativity around Tesla, and maybe the stock price is too high, and maybe it should be $100. But like the moves that Tesla is doing, and Elon's part of it, but now I think there's a group of people behind it that are making these moves. It's like, honestly, I wish I invested in Apple in 2007 when the iPhone came out. We have the same moment here happening. It's like it should become clear day in and day out that they're winning the standards, just like iPhone was winning the standards. So the same things are happening, with this car industry now. And I think people still think it's just a car company, not a computer on wheels. As soon as that frame of mode changes, more people understand, more people buy the stock. It'll be incorporated into larger portfolios, and then we'll all do well. But it's shocking to me. It's still the negativity that happens, like with the actual company. It's crazy that, they're clearly winning. Like, I don't know who's arguing this anymore.
Well, look, adding to that point, one of the things Apple has done really well is they're known for their software, right? And their own particular hardware, but they've also been able to move other companies in directions that they want to go. I remember when they removed the earphone jack from the iPhone. It was the worst thing ever. Even some of my friends, even some Uber Apple bulls were like, what are they doing? This is adapter gate. And then when they removed, remember the lightning charger, and they'd only had one, bro, I had arguments about this. When they came out with the wireless headphones, it was like, what are you doing? Getting rid of the cable. You're going to lose these things. It was such a joke. Now the idea of having more, that's true, but we're not even going to get into that. But Apple is able to force markets and force everyone else to copy their standard. This move to the Tesla plug is a huge deal, dude. It's a huge deal because of whatever that person just commented. It's energy, right? It's energy. It's the standard, right? I saw a video the other day. It was an Electrify. You know those giant boxes that you see around Electrify America? Yeah. Those boxes are hiding Tesla power walls.
I don't know if that's all of them, by the way, but
bro, well, you saw the video I was talking about?
I did.
Dude, so it's like literally they're already kind of using their hardware, using their software, and also the CEO of Ford, the next day he announced that there's a lot of people on Ford complaining that they would have to download the Tesla app in order to work with the superchargers. Tesla's opening up; they're giving them an API that allows their software to work built into the Ford app. So now they're doing this, they're doing the same sort of thing that Apple does. They're bringing these customers in, they're in the moat, and they don't even realize it. It's just such a great move. I haven't been able to think of a single downside for a Tesla investor or a Tesla owner. And it's
okay. I have another question on this Tesla thing, but before we continue, at 26 minutes and 41 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, for the, I think, 12th day in a row, we have hit 400.
Aren't people drunk right now?
There's 424 right now. I want 4 people just to randomly leave. And
right. And then Futbucker will screenshot it
and then share it. Okay, so here's my question. Right, you guys seem to be very smart in terms of your analysis of Tesla. I mean, you've turned me into a bull. You've turned Kris into a bull. Here's my question: F-150, one of the best-selling cars in America.
Yeah,
roughly 900,000 cars a year. Do you think before you answer this? Okay,
the answer is yes.
Do you think Cybertruck can outsell 900,000 of the most famous trucks in the world every year?
I actually don't think so.
You don't think so?
And I don't think it has to.
Yeah, you're saying outsell them every year?
Yeah, you don't think Cybertruck can do 900 or like 700,000 a year? Because people buy the Ford F-150 because it's a great truck. Yeah, it's American, all that shit, but like, if Cybertruck's a better truck.
No. You're forgetting something. In that land, in like middle America heartland, a lot of it is grandfathered in. The F-150 has been the best-selling vehicle for 50 years. What does that mean? That means
that's why my question is very audacious.
That means when you're a kid, your grandfather drove an F-150, then your dad had one. It's sort of like a rite of passage.
But what if Tesla starts advertising?
Look, the F-150. No,
you can't advertise.
So the F-150 Lightning, the current
girls
truck,
and beer commercials and all that stuff.
Hold on, the current truck is already a great truck. I actually regret not buying that truck, and I got the Model Y instead. Obviously, I get the supercharger network, but I should have just bought the F-150 Lightning when it was cheaper, because I needed a truck.
The electric. Wait, that's an electric version, the F-150 Lightning.
Yeah, they already sell it.
Why would you buy that over a Tesla?
Over the Model Y or the Cybertruck?
Over the Model Y. Why would you even think of that?
Well, if you need a truck, the F-150 Lightning is a great truck. In fact, it has basically backup battery power, which Tesla's not doing yet, which is kind of annoying. So they actually have backup battery power to your house if you need it. So as long as you get their equipment, you can, and they have some issues in it. I think another channel covered it, but yeah, you can actually have a backup battery, I think 100 kilowatts or plus 100 kilowatts to your house. It's better than buying power walls, which are super expentive. It's actually cheaper to buy the truck.
It's more energy dense. Yeah, sure.
So they have a great offering. And plus you can power equipment and compressors and everything on the road. And I actually do real estate as well. I do cinematography where we have film. So I always need power and energy, charge batteries, run big lights, run equipment. Like that would have been the perfect move. And I didn't do it, which was a mistake. I do have the Model Y, which I love, but that would have been a better truck to have. And I'm not saying the Cybertruck won't compete. I actually have a pre-order for that, but we'll see, because the F-150 Lightning is a really amazing vehicle. If they can get the mileage up, I still think that's a little bit low. It's under 300 miles, I believe. that if they can
That's
get that
for
up,
no, but that's for the base model. The super Lariat one will get you 300-400, but you're talking about $100,000. Now you're
it's an
paying,
expensive truck.
yeah. Now you're paying a lot of money. The other thing though
Also,
is
Cybertruck, by the way, when it comes out, it's probably going to be $100,000 vehicle.
well, we have to see, because there was no quad motor option, and then when Rivian announced that they were quad motor, Tesla had to do that. So now there's a new model that we don't
And they're going to release that first, of course, to make the most amount of money. So the dual motor that I ordered already 3.5 years ago
2026, 2027
will never happen. So
Vitaly, have you seen a Rivian in New Jersey?
Yes, I've seen a lot of reviews.
I've seen one.
They look amazing.
Like, this is the first time
I've seen a bunch of them. But look, I used to date a chick in Pennsylvania, who lived in Pennsylvania for a long time. And she had 11 brothers. They all had massive trucks, the big Rams. I mean, I've driven a ton of these things. Okay. And when I would drive up with my 99 Jeep Sport Wrangler, she would say that there's tough trucks and there's pretty trucks. And I would say, mine's a tough truck. And she's like, I'm going to take you on this trail. Let's go take you on a trail. And I went on a trail. The first bump, my hood popped open and I had, and was flapping around. Then her brother came by and his Ranger and ate my ass out. I was like, fuck.
Ate your ass out.
Yeah. I realized after I said it how that sounded.
Okay. Your brother?
I was not going to laugh, but I knew Vitaly was getting ready to say something.
I know that's going to be a clip that's a short.
It's like it's automatic response for me anytime I hear anything like that.
Sure.
I was not going to laugh, bro. I saw Vitaly's face as soon as I was like, here we go.
I go to autopilot.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is, I felt I got humbled, man. Like, yeah, there's such things as pretty trucks and tough trucks, and the Rivian's not a tough truck; it's a pretty truck.
Yeah, but that's another thing. I should have. Okay, so when I pre-ordered the Cybertruck, and then F-150 and the Rivian came out, I should have pre-ordered all of them, and just picked the first one.
Do you have that much money to be doing that? Like,
no. You can not take it at the end of the day. You just put $100 down.
He's saying hold a place in line with a reservation.
Yeah, that was really silly not to hold that line, because then whoever came out first, Rivian or F-150, I would have taken those trucks. And the Model Y was only a secondary consideration. I actually did not want that originally. I wanted the Cybertruck, which I'm not getting obviously for another 3-4 years at this point. So
how much? Wait, so Vitaly, you put a $250 deposit on it, right?
On the Model Y, yes.
What? But do you have a Cybertruck deposit?
Oh, I think it's only $100 to put the Cybertruck
really?
on.
At the time, it was 100. Yeah.
And not only that, people put in thousands of Cybertrucks. So there's a lot of orders that are just bullshit orders, by the way. Absolute bullshit orders.
Interesting. And so when it comes out, you definitely want to get it.
Yes, I do want to get it, but the problem is this 2026 now, 2027? I might actually buy an F-150 by the time that happens.
You know what though? If you really check out the specs on the F-150, it's not as utilitarian as you would think. The bed is only 4.5 feet. You have more. You have almost.
It seems very utilitarian to me. And I have a trailer, by the way. I actually bought a small trailer where I can lug around.
Do you want to be pulling a trailer when you have an F-150? Do you want to need to be pulling a trailer?
If you have to, yeah, you do it. You do what you have to.
That would sort of defeat the point.
Well, no, look, if you have to do it and you're carrying more equipment, you carry a trailer anyway. Like, that's just what happens.
Yeah, all I'm saying is a 4.5-foot bed is kind of nonsense in a truck.
That is kind of nonsense.
4.5 feet, it's kind of a nonsense. And then the next,
as long as you put sheetrock and all that stuff in, it's fine.
Yeah, but most sheetrock is say 6 feet, right? Say
it's 8 feet.
Right, so you need to get 2 feet into the car. Right. You're not going to get that into a Model Y. You might get that in an X. I'll actually do the measurement and see if you can get.
I am not getting any sheetrock into a Model Y. That's not happening.
But you wouldn't get it into an F-150 either.
No, well, you put in the bed. You would put in the bed, and you open up the back door, and then you just strap it, just like you do. Lots of guys do this. I mean, you'd strap on.
He just said a strap on.
What is going on, bro?
Strap it.
Oh my
I said strap it, but I played off the words.
Okay, let's answer this question. Why doesn't Tesla buy ChargePoint?
I mean, ChargePoint is a piece of shit company. They don't make even good equipment. Yeah, it's a terrible company.
It's not worth
the share price of ChargePoint. Let me check. Where's ChargePoint?
I'm gonna guess $9.
By the way, ChargePoint bought the first Model Y from my producer wife. Just FYI.
Yes, that is true.
I wrote it from $15 or so to I think 40 and change. And
that is true.
Wait, was that $40 at one point?
40 something. And
it had a run up. It had a run up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing is, like, I was thinking about, should I keep this? Because charging is going to be a big thing. Thank goodness I sold ChargePoint and bought a Tesla instead.
It fell like a stone.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Just
but I honestly have to do more work on ChargePoint. Their network sucks. They don't control it. First of all, it's usually operators that control the network. It's not ChargePoint itself that controls it. Okay. So even though you think they have a good business model, They don't. They actually don't run their own network. They have other people, other operators. So if someone doesn't take care of their equipment, well, ChargePoint doesn't fix their equipment. So now all of a sudden you have a bad experience in their network. Something is
This is
broken.
this is why you see a lot of those chargers
Yeah.
broken, because the manufacturers are selling products, and the site owners, right? Say they're doing it for a tax incentive, whatever it is, right? They're not. There's no one servicing these things. There's no one incentivized to keep these things running, and that's a huge problem. So, and Tesla, why would Tesla need to do that?
So Tesla builds their own charging
Yeah.
network and literal charging machine.
I think they do that
And
in
first
New
of all,
York,
they have a
actually,
better equipment. Okay, better equipment that is proven to last longer and not die out.
Mhm.
So there's no reason for them to buy anybody, honestly. And what would they buy? A parking lot space? Like they already can make their own deals. You know what I'm saying? And their equipment is better. They make their own deals for the real estate. They don't need anybody.
I sold ChargePoint and bought Tesla too back in 2021.
That was a good idea.
Yeah,
No, I actually bought the car. I just want to
He
point
bought
out.
the car. Well, he bought
Well,
the
yeah,
stock.
it ran
I
up.
bought the
It ran
Model
up like
Y.
3x. It ran up 3x 15 to 45 or something.
Yeah,
like
it paid for the whole car basically.
Do you guys have any thoughts on tritium? They got the Biden was on stage with them. They got a lot of money from their opening a port in Nashville.
Oh, then I'm gonna buy puts on them tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're doing like 500 jobs. They're a Palantir
Well,
stack.
what is that?
I mean, I
Tritium,
don't know anything about them.
Tritium, it's a charging network. They charging manufacturer, not network, and they're in Australia, the UK, and now in Tennessee, in the United States, Nashville.
You want to point out the super chat? So if anyone wants to super chat, go ahead. We don't stop people from doing that here.
Shouldn't we keep adding Palantir until SPY?
SPY.
It's not until they get to SPY inclusion. He's saying that's
Oh, S&P inclusion.
right.
Isn't that what look, I'll be very honest. I mean, people know my thoughts on this. I do think Palantir is a bit overvalued right now at this price. That doesn't mean it can't run, and overvalued is subjective, as you've said, Vitaly, countless times, because if AI is the thing and the market says Palantir is an AI company, it's going to be revalued and it's going to get a hefty premium.
Yep.
So either there's a pullback this week or there's more momentum. I don't know. We're going to see what happens, but I think under 15,
the insider selling is a big deal, dude.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was the CFO. I don't know why he sold half his shares. I think.
Why do you think?
I think he needed some liquidity.
Give me 3 reasons why.
60 million shares, man. Peter Thiel has not sold a single share. Like the guys who we care about, they have their shares. The CTO sold like 50,000 shares the other week. The 50,000 shares, $400,000.
Is he about to get awarded any? Does he have in his contract? Is he about to get awarded more shares or more?
CFO, I don't know.
Yeah.
CFO, I don't know. I actually don't know. But the guys I care about are not selling. They're not buying either, which is very annoying, but they're not selling. And this is why I love Anthony Noto. This motherfucker is like, the stock drops to $4. This is why I'm just like shareholder aligned.
Yeah,
this is why I've always said SoFi can 5x.
Palantir's
Maybe
market cap now 20.
Palantir is almost at 30 billion, bro.
And
it was $14 on the German stock exchange.
Right.
Yeah, but I wonder why it's only Noto. Nobody else is buying it from SoFi, right? It's only Noto.
Yeah, the CTO actually sold 200,000 shares.
Yeah, but that tells you that
sign.
he's buying it for the optics of it. He's not buying it because he's got this like.
Correct.
I believe in
but
the.
at the end of the day,
completely
money.
optics.
Money is money. He's put in over 10 million over the past year of his own cash into.
Yeah,
the stock.
that's a good amount. That's a good
something.
chunk of change.
You kind of gotta talk to your boy Cart, man. He's got the money, dude.
He does have the money. Let me answer this question. Amit, why do you think it's overvalued right now, but you were buying in the 20s before? What changed for you? Here's the number one thing. I did not understand valuations when I was buying it at $25. When I was buying Palantir, I didn't think I even cared about the market cap. I was looking at everything from a qualitative perspective, and the biggest change for me over the past 2 years has been, wait a second, no, the price
from a poetry perspective.
From a poetry perspective, like I really wasn't.
He roped you in. He sweet talked you. You're like a snake charmer.
Yeah. Now, granted, I mean, in 2021,
Kathy Wood snake charmed me.
You guys were buying Tesla at $1 trillion, right? No one cared about valuation.
I wasn't buying Tesla at $1 trillion.
You definitely bought some at $1 trillion. Don't lie. You bought. Some
I
at $1
did
trillion.
not.
You said you bought some at $1,000 a share. You said you bought some at $1,000.
No, I think Carlos said that.
Split. No, 1,000. Wait, $1,000 a share.
That's like 700-800
5x
billion.
split.
That's still a lot of market cap that you.
No, bro. You're talking about $1,000 pre-split.
I could have sworn you said you were making a joke. You're like, I bought that. We said we would never buy it at 1,500. Then we started buying at 1,500. Then we would never buy.
This is all pre-split. This is all
okay.
pre-split.
It's split. It's the first time it's
15x.
split. Yeah, it's a 15x. It split 5x and then it split 3x.
So what's the highest market cap you ever bought Tesla shares at?
Hold on. What is this? I think 500 billion or so. What is the stock price right now? Let me see. It's like 200.
Right.
And
Multiply
15, is that right?
It's
$3,000 a share right now. Pre-split.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Pre.
Yeah, because they split 5 times, then 3 times. Remember?
Yeah.
Right. So multiply by 15. And what are you getting?
$3,000 a share.
Right. So that would be the same as if it ran up to $3,000 a share in 2020. And
So
we
the
were buying
highest
it.
you guys bought it at is like 1,500 pre-split, which is half of the 3,000, which is 500 billion, half of a trillion, essentially.
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
Some, yep, maybe 600 billion, but at 1 trillion, no way. I wasn't buying it at 1
Okay.
trillion. I've even said I even said in multiple podcasts, this is crazy. This is crazy expensive. I didn't sell though. That was my mistake.
Yeah, and I wasn't
Yeah.
buying Palantir at the top either, but I was buying it at heavy. And Kris makes a good point. Growth rate was growing at 41% when I bought it. It's growing at 18 right now. So that's
What,
also
Palantir?
Yeah. Now I think they're gonna blast that 18. I think that's bullshit. By the end of the year, we'll see. But right now, that's what they're guiding, and that's much lower than 41. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now I look at market cap.
Do we want to get into that article? Someone tagged Battalion on Twitter. That thing that you
Is it about Apple?
No. This is about energy ENPH, and it was a great article on Reuters.
It's IEA actually, and clean energy investments is extending its lead over fossil fuels. This is the International Energy Association. I actually have a video from CNBC or something. If you want to CBC. I don't even know what CBC is, but I have a video if you want to watch that for a second.
But also, if you look at the article that was sent to us, the one from Reuters, solo due to
Reuters.
That one, yeah, Reuters. That one, it was based
on
Reuters. It was based on a study that came out recently. It was from the Technology and Innovation Pathways for Zero Carbon Ready, whatever, something. It was a report that was done. And I actually went through the report and I highlighted a bunch of stuff that just makes you so damn bullish on a company like ENPH when you look at the result of this. So it'd be good. Maybe we look at the video, read the article, look at the video, and then look at some of these things.
Yeah, well, I figured we'd do the video because it's easier. But we can go to the article afterwards.
Right.
You ready?
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to skip around, but these are like little bits. We'll listen to a minute or something.
181 pages in this annual report card. So let's just go over some of the highlights from the International Energy Agency, which says that total energy investment this year will total $2.8 trillion. Now, for every $1 invested in fossil fuels, $1.70 goes to cleaner forms of energy. And $1 billion a day is expected to be invested in solar power. That's more than for new oil production.
So I'm just going to stop it there because this is really important. Okay. The fact is that for every $1.70, it's going to clean energy production now, right? New projects, as opposed to investing in oil. But the thing is, people are still investing in oil. But this is kind of just crazy information that this is happening. Any thoughts on this?
No, this is very interesting. At first glance, gut feeling, I'm like, this doesn't take away anything from oil. But your argument is if you're trying to look at the companies that can grow into this accelerating form of investments, then obviously ENPH is interesting.
No, a way to look at it is like this. The solar installation penetration has reached 5%, right? So we're over that critical mass.
Yeah, like barely the tip is in, essentially.
Just right. Yeah, just the tip. Just for
the tip isn't even in. You haven't even begun.
No, right. It's not even in. You just you're circling the drain here. Okay.
you're on the top portion yet. You haven't even taken off the pants.
But once you cross that, then it's pretty much inevitable that this is going to disrupt it. But the difference is this is the first time that the amount of money going into that technology is greater than the one that it's disrupting.
Who's doing this investing? You think the Saudis are doing this? Who's doing this $1.70?
Oh well, China's actually a big part of it. I read the report. China is a big part of what's going on. It's not just European states and United States. But let's finish this. Let's finish this, and we'll talk about it more. There's a little bit more information. There's a beautiful chart here.
So for the first time, it means that solar investment will exceed that of crude oil production investment. Now, this is all, of course, a critical issue as climate change is continuing to be a struggle for the planet, which the UN has largely blamed on fossil fuels, oil, natural gas, and coal. Progress has been slow but measurable. If you look at this graph, you'll see that the green lines represent greener forms of energy investment, while the black lines are fossil fuel investments over the years, and the two have
so we can pause it there, maybe put a link to this, but basically look at that. Look what's going on. Well, no, you should look at the chart.
Sorry.
Solar or renewables look like they're going they're starting to go up.
Going away.
Are we calling this an S curve? We'll see what happens here, but they're going up. While look, even if if oil stays at the current level, look, everyone's going to be making money on oil companies, but it's stagnant. Look how long it's been stagnant for, even if you don't consider it going down.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are investing new money and you're looking at this kind of a chart, not my chart, by the way, I didn't put this up.
To the International Energy Agency.
That's right. If they're saying that this is what's happening with the green energy investments, whatever clean energy investments, people should pay attention to this just being an investor. Okay. Forget about that. So if you're investing in oil, the dividend is great. Are you going to get your 10Xs in oil? Probably not. You're going to do well, though. Look, dividends, there might be some capital appreciation that's going to happen. But look what's happening here. This is like,
and again, you think outside of SolarEdge, Enphase, and Tesla, there's really not that many other energy plays to take advantage of in the public market.
There's a lot, but what are the most obvious ones? Why do I have to, I don't want to be a contrarian here. Let me just, let me pick the winners. SolarEdge, Enphase, and Tesla are clearly the winners here. Okay. We've talked about this before. Enphase and SolarEdge own like 90% of this inverter market. Soon the battery market, right? That's coming up real fast behind it. So why do I have to like figure out this new company to find, this is still $40 billion. Energy companies are hundreds of billions of dollars, right?
Enphase is 40 billion? Enphase is like 20 billion right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 28 billion.
Yeah,
It fell. It fell from 40 billion or 50 billion.
Yeah.
So it's 28 billion or so. And if energy companies are worth hundreds of billions of dollars, and this is an energy company, why am I going to be looking for some other, $1 billion spec play? I don't want to do that. I want my money to be safe.
And while we're being bullish here, one thing I think we should just mention to the audience is you think second quarter is still not going to be good because rates are still high. So
I think second quarter is still a problem. Looking at the history, and we talked about this in one of our other episodes, that I averaged the last 5 years of second quarters, and it's a 2% sort of growth in revenue. Okay. The market might take that as a bad sign, even though that's the last 5 years.
Right.
But then quarter 3 and quarter 4 are just like gangbusters for Enphase the last 5 years. So we'll see what happens. But I'm actually hoping quarter 2 will suck. So because that gives me another chance to get my $130 price target, which I keep trying to hit.
But also keep in mind what, at least on the residential side, what makes people want to buy solar, right? At least for me, it was that massive energy bill that I get in August when my consumption is highest. And I go, you know what? Fuck this. Why am I paying $1,500? Why don't I look into other options? So some of it is that because you don't see ads. I mean, talk about advertising. I don't see ads telling me to go buy solar, like on CNBC or whatever. You don't see ads for it. So it's something where when it hits you in the wallet, and when does it hit you in the wallet? It hits you in the wallet in the summertime when you're drawing the most energy, and that will usually lead to a better quarter 3 and a quarter 4. In the wintertime, you don't think about it as much because you're not using as much energy.
And so, also, like, it's hard for them to compete. Think about the ads right now for just on YouTube. Do you see like, hey, install an oil plant in your house? We're going to come to your house. We're going to put an oil plant in your backyard.
I just get the single Ukrainian women ads now. That's
right.
That's
but you know what I'm saying? Like,
ever since that podcast,
the solar ads are like nonstop, and they're sort of annoying. But the point is, there must be money being made in solar. We can see that it's growing rapidly.
That is correct.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to share this with you. This is the actual report, that the video, and that this article. This was the article that was sent to us. Solar power due to overtake oil production for the first time, the IEA says, right? So this article here, I went and was looking at it. Just a couple of key points about it. Renewable energy is up nearly a quarter since 2021, compared to 15% rise for fossil fuels. For every dollar invested, $1.7 are now going into clean energy. 5 years ago, the ratio was 1-to-1. In 2023, solar power spending is due to hit more than $1 billion a day, or $382 billion for the year, while investment in oil production will stand at $371 billion. The irony remains that some of the sunniest places in the world have the lowest level of solar investment. How do you not? That tells you how early, how soon
we
still are in this thing. If that's the case, okay. Here's a great quote. This crowns solar as a true energy superpower. It is emerging as the biggest tool we have for rapid decarbonization of the entire economy. Energy think tank Ember Heads of Data Insights, David Jones says. So then I went in and I looked at the actual report. So this is the actual report. It's long. We should link to it. And there's a good section here for the conclusions. But if you break it down, let me see. So if you break it down, there's a bunch of sections in here. Here's a section that they had. Approximately 100 million households rely on solar. PV is photovoltaic by 2030. Okay, so here's some stuff. The number of households relying on solar photovoltaic grows from 25 million today to more than 100 million by 2030. That's a 4x in installations. by
And I
2030.
bet you the EA, what is it?
IAE.
IAE. They're always wrong in their predictions
Yes,
about
because
how these
they're
things
probably
grow
thinking it linear and not thinking of it as exponential.
exponential
Right.
growth.
So,
Right.
but let's just say it's a minimum. You're saying that it's a minimum of a 4x by 2030. It's 2023. That's 7 years. That's insane. At least 190 gigawatts will be installed from 2022 each year, and this number will continue to rise due to the increased competitiveness of PV and the growing appetite for clean energy sources. Of the 1 terawatts installed, roughly 40% represent distributed photovoltaic installations, out of which more than 1/3 are in the residential sector. This is Enphase, SolarEdge, Tesla. Around 130 gigawatts of photovoltaic systems are deployed by households, which account for approximately 25 million units. This number should increase fourfold, and around the year 2030, the total number of units will reach 100 million. This can be achieved by maintaining today's yearly installation rates. So if the growth rate stays exactly the same, we're going to hit these numbers. With different competitive conditions, rooftop-based applications are easing the burden on distributed grids, allowing companies and households to lower their electricity bills and contribute to reducing carbon emissions. Blah, blah, blah. We can
first things first, I do want to show something, but everybody hit like and subscribe. I don't know if people do that.
If you haven't, if you're enjoying
let me just do one guess real quick before you go to what you got to do, Vitaly. I don't this is a very special guest, interesting guest who joined us today.
One last thing, man.
What's up, guys?
Oh,
what's up, guest? How you doing?
He couldn't just have fun.
Hi, Chris. How long have you been watching the podcast, and what's your question?
The entire time.
He's like Banks. I'm out.
He's robbing a bank right now.
Chris, what's your
the
question
bank
for
is
today?
robbing
Chris,
me,
what's your
dude.
question?
What's going on?
I'm at a gas station right now getting, oh God, every time I freaking fill up, man, I'm like, I need to get a fucking Tesla. Look at this.
How much is this?
It's like
$440?
$44.
Oh, 44.
What's the price per gallon?
Almost $4. It's $3.95.
That's actually not bad. Honestly, that's not bad.
Yo, you don't have a guy do your gas for you?
If we were doing the gallons, we pay around like 80 cents a gallon.
Yes.
If we were trying to figure that out, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me show you guys. Let me show you the last gas card that we're ever going to fucking have. Hold on.
Let's see this.
That is the last gas car
There
I've
it is.
ever going to
Hey, it's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice one.
Wait, what year is that, Chris? 2015?
No, it's like, I think it's 18.
Okay, 2018.
Yeah. But this is the last time I'm fucking getting a gas car, dude. Never again. And definitely not like, every time I fill up, I'm just like, dude, why didn't I just get a fucking Tesla? You know,
I was
really
Disney
pay
World.
for itself. Huh?
Did you enjoy Disney World?
Yeah, I mean, it was more for like my niece than for me. I'm more like Universal Studios kind of guy, but whatever.
Me too.
Yeah.
I just got Chris's
Universal
text. Chris's
Universal
text.
and
Let me
Halloween
in.
is awesome.
What did it say? I don't see what it says.
Let me in. I didn't even
It
say
says let me in.
This is my podcast. Let me in.
All right, fellas. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna hit back the road again.
All right, dude. Have
All right,
fun.
Chris. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
Take
Later.
it easy.
All right. So at least that guess was worthwhile sharing. Thank you.
We have one more backstage, but you can
I'll
make your
share
point.
this. We'll take a look at this. This is Enphase's investor IR presentation, May 2023. I'm only bringing up this one slide. People should download this. So 2019, Enphase's potential per home. This is potential. This is not what they're making per home. Okay, just want to point that out. It was $2,000 with these microinverter family. 2021 potential $9,000 because they
Just by
introduced
adding the batteries.
IQ batteries.
Right.
And all of a sudden, 2022 plus with the IQ8s now and also the batteries, their potential is 12,000. It's a 10x potential. Look, and they're not making that yet, but at some point, people are going to have solar and batteries in their house, and this number is growing for Enphase. I mean, like, it's crazy. Look at that. It's a 10x in a couple of years, just in terms of the potential here. And
Definitely
I know
has a growth narrative behind it. I will
what?
argue that it has a massive
Yes.
growth narrative behind it. So.
But I just want to clear that this is not actually happening right now. They're not actually making that per every house. Okay.
But it's also it's a really clean business to understand, right? Like we go back and forth about what the hell the Palantir does.
This guy says I'm not spending 12,000 Matt money, dude. I think my solar system was 45,000 plus the 30% tax credit, of course, plus the polluters have to pay me. If you just do the math on what I spent,
45 grand, 25,000 maybe.
No, I spend nothing. The polluters are paying me monthly in Jersey. So
right, but until you recoup that cost, you got 15,000 off for the tax break. Then you're getting, say, a percentage of the year, right? You've had it for 2 years, a percentage of that's being. So let's just say 25,000. You're still invested in. And then once you're still waiting to get paid back by the polluters through the SRECs.
Right, but basically the polluters pay me through these SRECs. It's like a subsidy basically, and then I just send it off to the loan people. That's it. So I'm the middleman for that distribution of funds from the polluters to the loan people.
You're an energy arbitraging right now.
So what Matt Money is not understanding what's going on with these incentives. They're sort of absolutely insane. Plus the fact that this IRA with the $7,500 EV credit and still the 30% solar credit that's going on, like it's just a no-brainer right now to buy solar. If you wait too long, in fact, you might lose these credits, which would be a shame. Is he going to play drums?
No. I feel like I'm in like a dungeon here.
What were you going to say, Amit?
I think that's very fair. The one thing I was going to say is I do think that as excited as you guys are, I think it's equally as excited to think of Palantir, because AI is going to be everywhere.
And just to bring up
just like you say, and solar is going to be everywhere, and the penetration is so small.
Here's why. Here's why. Look, here's the thing. Be excited about Palantir, and I'm serious.
Well, we don't talk about it every day.
Be excited about it, but be real with yourself. Okay.
No, but see, this is where I disagree. This is where I disagree, because you're about to say ENPH is so much more clear of a story. I don't think it's as clear as Palantir.
It's very clear. It's very. You know why it's clear? It's clear because
they both have the same valuation.
No. I'll tell you why it's not clear.
Second of all, the question is which one's growing more rapidly. You think AI is going to grow less quicker than solar penetration? That 12,000 revenue per home, that's not happening before Walmart embraces AI.
Here's why.
And Walmart's going to need a company to help it embrace AI, and so is Target.
The Enphase, SolarEdge, Tesla energy growth story is a much more tangible story with measurable metrics that you can track. The impact of AI is still something like in the ether.
No, it's not.
It is not something that you can quantify. It is not something that you can quantify.
You can't quantify ChatGPT?
Huh?
You can't quantify ChatGPT and how much impact it.
No, because the effect of, say, ChatGPT is how people use it and then the benefit that they gain from it.
Yeah,
right? It's not the same. Hold on. It's not the same as saying if I install X number of microinverters, this battery, this is the money I'm going to save. This is my tax benefit. This is what I'm going to get paid from the polluters to pay my bill. This is how much money. It's a much cleaner, simpler, back of the napkin math. You can't do any of
Here's my question. Here's my question. Very simple. And again, I'm not denying anything you guys said about ENPH. You guys are the research. Everything's fine. Do you think in 20 years AI has penetrated more of the world or solar? I think it's
both.
AI. But if you had a gun to your head,
one or the other.
Probably gun to your head, you got to pick one. Do you think enterprises and small businesses adopt AI before the solar goes from 5% to what, 50% to get the 10x you're looking for? 10%, even 20%?
Okay, so if I was to say, okay, fine, AI is going to win, fine, but then I would just say buy Microsoft.
All right.
But Microsoft's not a 10x.
They own half of OpenAI.
But it's not a 10x.
Yeah,
it's
but
not a
you're just saying, if we're just talking about
company.
penetration, who's the winner in this?
I'm talking about stock market returns on an AI play. I think Palantir at 30 billion versus Microsoft at 3 trillion or 2.
The problem is there's a lot of AI plays, at least for me. Like that's always been one of the issues.
That's why there's a bubble, and the ones that are going to come out of it are going to I want to make it simple. I'm going to make it simple. There's 2 companies. Okay, any imbecile can find these 2 companies that make these inverters, microinverters and power optim. 2 companies. SolarEdge.
How many companies? Right, and none of them are competing with Amazon, Apple, Google,
Microsoft. No, not even Tesla. As someone pointed in the comment, they're not competing with them. Okay.
Here's the thing. Sometimes I feel
hold on. The AI thing. There's 100,000 different companies. Some of them are tiny. Some of them are bigger, like Palantir. But we don't know who's going to win because it's ephemeral. Well, like who's going to actually make the better algorithm? I can't tell. I can't tell right now. It's probably Microsoft with OpenAI, but still, I can't tell who's going to win.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. I agree with you guys. I'm just thinking like on the back of my head, I'm like, solar penetration is going to take a while. We're not getting off oil that quickly, even though you're right about the growth story. You're 100% right. I just think AI is going to happen way quick. Like as
I agree with you there. I'm not arguing that point.
As obvious as AI.
I'm not arguing the point. AI is definitely going to be much more important. Okay, meaning like it's going to grow faster than maybe solar adoption, because solar is something you have to put on your roof. It's a harder thing to do.
It's harder.
AI is just on the internet. Okay, YouTube could incorporate it, and billions of people use it. That's it.
Yes.
Or Google incorporates it. Billions of people use it. So yes, that's obviously going to penetrate faster. Just who's going to absolutely win, I don't know. And Palantir might do really well, by the way, but it doesn't mean it'll get you the 100x. It just doesn't mean that.
Right. No, that's fair. And if there's only 3 players, ENPHase, Tesla, and SolarEdge, and really ENPHase and SolarEdge for solar, then obviously
Johnny made a good comment here at 8:00. He says you need power, but you don't need AI. This is true. This is a basic human need, right? This goes back to like the pyramid of needs. It's a true statement. It's a true statement. The other thing is, with respect to Palantir, I feel like sometimes you've just being realistic about Palantir, I think you think's going to make you seem like a bear, and it's not. It actually means that you have a better sense of what the company.
No, I've been saying the stock should be $7 for the past 2 weeks. This
is not about the stock.
I've been publicly saying that.
I know, and that's fine. Maybe you're realistic about the valuation, but I'm saying in terms of what the company does, what they're going to do, the impact, and the future returns. It doesn't make you a bear. It doesn't make you a bear.
Yeah, but I see what you're pointing. That's where I'm very bullish. Like I made a video today about the NHS. They could manage 70 million.
I think we're going to DC into water soon.
Like I'm not putting on the show because I'm the Palantir guy that he's bullish on everything. I will criticize them when I criticize them. Like I don't have an answer for the insider sales. That sucks. But when it comes to where I think their impact can be, I genuinely believe that, as authentically as I can present myself, that they're
are we doing a question, or are we just calling it a day?
Yes, we got one question. Steven, what's up?
Why does that
name man,
Steven
Toro. You call me so fast. Give me a break, man.
The PhD, right?
Yeah. You should be studying. You're with us. I love it.
Dude, I have the computer here, but like it's distraction.
Okay,
anyway,
what's the question?
So really fast. Carlos, you say you don't need AI, you need energy, but I can make the same argument about internet a few years ago before it was mainstream. You don't need something until you have it, right? So
what do you need AI for right now on a daily basis?
Just way six more
to summarize those research papers.
It's doing a doctorate thesis.
What do you absolutely?
ChatGPT is writing
but here's the difference. AI, yes, it's good to have, but the internet is a pipeline. The internet is a utility. This is not the same as AI. AI is not a utility. So you tell me what you need AI to do on a daily basis.
Well, see, Carlos said
everything can be done more effectively with AI. The minute that you have one enterprise that AI is embedded in the whole processing system of the company, you will be left behind. You will be a fucking old grandpa that is useless.
I agree with you. See, the thing is, AI is being incorporated now heavily, so it's going to take time for what you're saying to play out, where we just absolutely need it. But as soon as we need it, that's it. It becomes like water.
I just don't know if it's going to take that much time, Vitaly. Like Premiere, Adobe already incorporated. If you want a steak on a plate,
I agree with you.
Steak on a plate, it's there. Like,
I agree with you. Something simple like rotoscoping, by the way. There's AI tools now, which Adobe does, but there's websites. Even what is that movie that came out? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it, but AI tool. Yeah, they use the AI tool in the cloud to do green screen to roto things out.
Yeah,
without paying like a team of 10 people to do that. So yes, AI is being used absolutely, and it's much easier, like I said, to integrate. It's part of the internet. It's just much easier to integrate. Doesn't mean that Palantir would win. I still go into that. Correct. Has nothing to do with that.
That is
okay.
Correct.
It means OpenAI will win. That's what it means.
Okay, I don't know. I don't agree with that, but I agree that doesn't mean Palantir has to win.
Yes, I know. Buy Microsoft, people. Come on.
Okay, Stephen, what's the other question you had about dividends? I think that was your question.
Yeah, it's just like a request. I don't know if you guys can do like during the week, like an episode, a deep dive into dividend plays, or maybe talking about the pros and cons. And I think it will be
in general, dividend investing versus kind of growth investing.
Chris had a great
which dividend plays make more sense and why. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we could definitely.
I'm big into dividends. I have a good dividend portfolio. Yeah, absolutely.
Carlos, do you have any dividend stock portfolio, or you're in growth?
I've been rebuilding it, but I think we talked about this on one of our last episodes. When Bitcoin went under, I think $8,000, I started liquidating my entire dividend portfolio.
Correct.
And then
I started buying Bitcoin.
So really fast before you guys keep me out. So I may get some good money in the next month. I was thinking to buy some calls options in SOFI, maybe $15 2024. Do you think it's too late for that, or?
I think you should give it to us.
$5.50.
I wouldn't do 15. I would do 12. I wouldn't
even do that. I would do 7. Not financial advice. We don't give.
Wait, what are you saying? You're saying you're going to cut. You're
taking that back. I'm taking that back.
You're saying you're going to be coming into some money in the next.
He's saying he knows a guy who knows a guy who's going to get the job done. He's going to bring him a suitcase. The suitcase is going to be like, what the fuck do I do with this?
I think when you go, though, I do want to say one thing. Like, it's not financial advice. I don't want people to follow us because we have different levels. I'm over 40 years old. Maybe I'm over 30 years old. But everyone's in different states of life. So do not follow us into crazy calls. especially if that's gambling, by the way. If you're like, oh, $15, $20, yeah, you could be right. I'm not saying you could be wrong, but just know you're gambling.
No, this money is I'm ready to
For
lose.
gambling.
I don't need it.
Okay,
Yeah,
you can
I
be-
don't need it. Yeah.
You can
I
be
don't
ready
like when
to
people
make
say that.
$50
I don't like when
strike.
people say that they don't need the money. Instead, why don't you buy yourself some dividend stocks? Like TFC is even a decent dividend stock.
his inner Putin came out just now. Dividend stocks.
I mean, there's plenty of great dividend stocks, by the way. Even Jeppy gives you like just a 11% payout monthly, selling covered calls against like the I think S&P or QQQ. Yeah, S&P. You ever heard of Jeppy?
No.
Okay, 11%.
I don't have any dividend in place in my portfolio. By the way,
That's why we need to do the episode for him. That's what we got to do.
So yeah, if you're
Steven,
gambling,
look, in
you
my opinion, I would do the 7 or 12. I think 15 is a little ambitious, but do I think he can get there? Yes. It's obviously not financial advice, but 7 or 12 is more attractive to
I
me.
think 12 is ambitious too, honestly.
What? It's like a 2.2x? I don't. By
No, look,
2025, if SoFi is not $12, we've got it.
It can work out. I'm not saying no. I just like playing those things a little bit safer. I like to look
Yeah,
out,
that's fair.
play it a little bit safer, where I feel like I'm not getting the 100x options play here, of course, but I'll do well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Today I was talking to that random guy that was impersonating you. I was like, fuck.
Oh yeah, we gotta. Can we
Oh,
talk
God,
about this?
it's-
Vitaly has officially made it on the internet.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
he's got crypto scammers getting people to give them a couple $100.
Somebody paid?
No, Chris.
I don't
No,
know.
I didn't pay. I didn't pay. No.
Oh my God.
Were
I
you
hope
about
not.
to pay, Steven? Were you thinking of it?
No, you're crazy. I'm not that stupid, man. Come on.
Well, the account's gone, so enough for.
Just know anybody watching this, any of us here on the podcast, do not ask for money besides on super chats. That's the only thing we've ever
We
requested.
beg for it. We at least let you see our face as we're begging for it.
Yeah. Do not ever
let you
pay some
see the
random
hand.
Twitter
Speaking of
account.
super chats, thank you, Jetsy, for the $5 super sticker.
What a
Appreciate
sticker.
that.
Thanks,
That's
Jets.
awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for
Never send us
everything,
money, guys. Never send us. Unless
Never.
you're doing like a super chat or something, never send us money.
Yeah, someone even tweeted us today, hey, internationally, I can't send you the super chat. YouTube's being weird. How do I find another way to send you money? And I was like, don't. Just show up every night. Like you showing up, 460 people here, that means the fucking world. So thank you just for showing up here.
Or buy the crypto we're selling. One or the other.
Right, or buy this new shit coin.
The junkies coin.
The FJJ coin.
FJJ coin.
Yeah,
he gave the
last
fake
thing
Vitaly 2 shares of Palantir and he accepted it.
Oh my gosh. Go ahead, Steven.
No, the last thing I want to say is that do you guys still? I will guess that you guys are still bullish in crypto, right? At least
Yes.
Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yes,
Those
Bitcoin
two guys
Ethereum.
are. Those two guys are.
Very bullish.
Do
Yes.
you have crypto, Amit? I don't know if you.
No, I don't buy stupid things.
I'm gonna clip what you just said,
Yeah,
bro.
but we should just keep this
I'm gonna
one.
clip what you
We
just
should
said,
keep
and when
this
I'm in
one.
fucking Mykonos, I'm gonna play it back for you, and then I'm gonna hang up on your face.
Actually,
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I have plenty of clips for Palantir. I have
Hold on,
plenty of clips.
me
for
and
Palantir.
Carlos said, well, once the crypto again, we should have done this already, but once crypto skyrockets again, what island are we going to? You know, the ones that they build in the sand.
Oh, the Bora Bora. Look
Yeah,
at fucking Bora Bora.
That's where we're going, buddy.
Yeah.
And you're not invited.
Okay,
No.
no. If Bitcoin gets you that $400,000 by 2030, you think it's gonna be at?
I don't need it to go that high.
I don't
like-
like,
you
I
go
don't
to
like the tone
100,000.
of your voice when you said that. I don't really
If
like
it gets to
the
100
tone.
grand, you deserve it. You deserve it. I deserve to be stuck at home in my parents' house. If
What you
Let him
said is
guess.
very true, by the way, because all the people who are like, they always want to run with the bulls when it's actually happening, and then they end up buying the tops.
Yeah.
What you're saying is correct. I deserve it because I'm sitting in it. Okay, I am waiting. I'm being patient. A lot of people won't be patient. They'll be buying the top. They'll be buying the $100,000 Bitcoin.
100%. They'll be buying at 70 grand, 80 grand. 100%.
Well, I'm saying they're buying the tops, and I'll be selling them the $100,000 Bitcoin. So
wait. If Bitcoin gets to 100
sure.
grand, how many trillions is that market cap?
For Bitcoin to be if at
it's 1.5.
100,000,
Isn't
it
it
would
1.5
be
trillion?
No, it's already at like
No, it'd be a little
800
less.
billion
It'd be a
right
little less. It'd be like 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah, it's actually not a trillion rate. It's pretty low right now, considering how big the network is. It's not that expensive.
But 100 grand, I feel like it would be.
Yeah.
Look at the
Oh,
market cap
okay.
right now. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's pretty
Bitcoin's
low.
at it's Tesla, bro. Bitcoin's Tesla right now. Market
It will
cap
be 1.9 trillion, right?
1.9 trillion. Yeah, 2 trillion. So like the
There you go,
half
2
of what the
trillion.
US brings in tax revenue will be the total market cap of Bitcoin if it gets to 100.
You're comparing it incorrectly. Apple alone, as opposed to Bitcoin's network, is worth $3
2.7.
trillion.
Yeah, Apple creates something that people actually find value in. So there's
Well, at
a
some
little
point,
difference.
hold on.
Just a
At some point, if
Fundamentally
people,
understand.
little difference.
Look, at some point, if
But
people find
Bitcoin has-
value in crypto or in Bitcoin and it's worth 2 trillion, that means somebody's finding value in it. You understand that, right?
No, people are finding value in speculating, which is totally different.
Whatever
than buying
value they're
iPhone.
finding it, I'll be selling it to them.
So you
Ask
admit it's all
yourself-
speculating.
Ask yourself this question: what other
Okay,
spec play
Oh, shit.
is $538 billion?
You mean there's a Ponzi scheme that got
Mhm.
$538 billion
but
of
seriously.
Americans or global citizens
right.
to feel
Okay,
that it's
so-
worth something.
okay.
That's what you're saying.
Anyway,
seriously,
Steven, are you big on crypto? Forget about discussing this. I don't want to go.
Yeah. So as I say, this month, these next 3 months, I'm gonna start buying more heavily. So I was thinking to buy one whole Bitcoin by the end of the summer.
So 27 grand you want to put into one Bitcoin.
I already
if
have
you
some.
wait till
So
September,
I already
think if
have
you
some,
wait
so I
till
don't have
September-
to. It will be like 20,000. Yeah.
Yeah, crypto is sort of like, it could run away from you.
Vitaly,
but
when
it's-
when you hear someone say, I want to get
No, it's
one
dangerous.
Bitcoin, do you think that 20 grand would be better in Bitcoin or in the market?
I
Just-
honestly think it'd be better in Enphase, but
Oh, man, you're so bullish
no,
in
but
Enphase.
having said that, it's because I was buying Bitcoin when it was under $20,000. So
no, but
how
you
many-
think
how many
okay,
Bitcoins
but
you
like
have?
the guy, but you saying Bitcoin's gonna go to 100, maybe 200, 300.
yes, if he's willing to sit on it and just wait, it's going to eventually, I think, pay off. But the thing is, right now, Bitcoin's very volatile. So 27,000 sounds like it's like a floor, but it can go down to 20,000 in a heartbeat, like just a heartbeat. So I would say DCAing into crypto is always the better strategy than trying to just buy a big allocation.
Yeah, of course.
So I would take a little bit slower for that kind of stuff. as
Jesse's
well.
on your
you
side.
feel-
He's very bullish
No,
on
he's
Bitcoin.
already, yeah.
He'll be with you in
He
the
gets
island.
bought- yeah, he's buying bottles.
Jesse,
already.
I'll meet you on the
Hey,
Palantir Island. You can go to the Bitcoin Island.
Jesse, you just have to show us your bank account and prove you could be there with us.
Oh, Jesse, you guys don't know this guy. He's 42. He's on Twitter. I'll send you his account.
If he's
a
42, I'll
retired-
hang out with him.
He's a retired self-made millionaire, and the dude posts his like options and shit.
Nice.
He's up like hundreds of thousands of dollars on Palantir, by the way.
I
Very
think I
Also,
nice.
he
saw
has a
that,
lot
I
of money
saw
on
that,
SoFi,
yeah.
so he's like
you can still you can be up a
very
lot of
public
money.
with this.
You can be up a lot of money on Palantir, but Bitcoin has no CEO. It has no quarterly returns. It trades 24 hours a day, 7
What
days
about
a week,
Chris's
all
question,
around the
Carlos?
world.
Why not buy
No,
MicroStrategy?
no, it's
No
a terrible
fucking way.
proxy. No, do not buy companies to represent your Bitcoin
Exactly.
positions.
It's like buying someone to
imbecilic.
hold your USD. You have to understand this is an actual currency. It is a currency. You're not buying a stock.
Well, no,
And
but you're
so-
also taking a lot of risk. If something happens with Michael Saylor or the company
Right, or
itself,
they
where they have to
sell-
liquidate their Bitcoin, like
Right.
you're
Yeah,
putting
right,
too much
right.
risk into buying MicroStrategy. I would just say
No.
buy the Bitcoin, leave it alone, don't touch it for 5 years, you'll be okay.
Yeah, and
You will
don't
lose
and don't
some
and
margin,
no
right?
no Bitcoin ETFs. None of
No,
that.
yeah, none of that. Don't buy any
None
of
of
that.
that. Just buy and hold the actual currency. And if you really want to be safe, take it off of the exchanges. Get it out of Coinbase. Get it out of whatever, and hold it in a hard
Yeah,
wallet.
that's something else I need to learn how to do because I have everything in Coinbase, and every time I buy there, I need to pay a fee. Do you guys?
Well, you
use
can-
some- or what?
Well,
You
you
could
still have to
have
buy a
different
fee when
things.
you buy crypto. That is true. Even if you're on a different exchange, there's always a fee.
But do you feel Coinbase is secure from all the third parties? Not your.
I think
keys,
it's one of the
Coinbase goes
most
down.
secure
Yeah,
places.
Coinbase goes down. That's what is it, in 2021
Yeah.
they had 51 million
Where do
wallets.
you guys hold your crypto, Italian Carlos?
I'm not telling you.
Wait, that's a good response. That's
Get
a
your
good response.
Palantir, get your Alex Carp out of my crypto, man.
That's a great response.
I hold it
love
with Carp. Carp holds all my crypto.
Carp, yeah, Carp's got
love
it.
it.
It's in his hair. It's just
It's a pen
sprinkled in
drive
his-
under the
sprinkled
mattress.
on top of his hair.
All right,
Look, if you guys are right and I'm wrong on crypto, that'll be great. For
No,
you guys.
I mean,
just
this
don't
is just
see it.
100%. You've already been wrong. Okay, we've already been right. This is not something we're thinking we're right on. I've been in crypto for a long time. I've already been right in crypto. I am way up in
Look,
crypto. So up, it's crazy.
You know why I think you're so wrong is because Andreessen Horowitz raised $5 billion to invest in crypto companies. All of them have gone to shit.
Dude,
Axie Infinity
that's like
gone to shit.
Crypto companies is not what we're talking
not the same
about.
thing.
But
That is
the
not.
use case of the coins has to be something.
No,
It can't just be
no.
speculation.
No,
And
it's
all those
not. The
companies
thing
are
is,
going to
it's
shit.
It's not speculation. There's a difference between trying to buy a
Well,
company
it is
that's trying to make
speculation.
money.
I agree
on
with the
network.
speculation part, by the way.
This is about buying the underlying asset.
Mm.
It's buying the underlying asset.
Without
Very different.
one question. Without revealing how much crypto you have, do you feel comfortable sharing your percentage allocation in Ethereum versus Bitcoin? It's like
I do
50-50 or-
around 50-50.
Ethereum, Bitcoin.
But if I had a choice, I would buy more Ethereum. It just hasn't
Me
fallen
too.
enough.
Yeah, me too. Right. If
I think Ethereum should be
gets
cheaper.
if
I
Ethereum
think
gets
I'll make
under
the
1,000,
one be. I mean, don't want Bitcoin because you have Dogecoin, and he feels better with Dogecoin, right? I mean,
Dogecoin is a complete spec play, and that I'll admit it. It's a complete spec play. The only reason
I have
holding it-
Dogecoin. I have Dogecoin.
Yeah. The only reason I'm holding it is because I believe that at some point, Tesla, Elon Musk will have something to do, and the coin will pump. That's literally it. And I have some Cardano also because I do like that as like my third official crypto. Dogecoin, I don't really consider it. I got the position that I wanted. I had a number. I said to myself, if it goes back to its all-time high at 74 cents, how much money do I want to pull out? Okay, this is how much Dogecoin I need. And so I bought that amount. Same thing with Cardano. If it goes back to its all-time high of $3.10, how much money do I want? Okay, I'm going to buy that many Cardano. After that, I'm done. I'm staking Cardano, so I'm making more of it every day. And
As it goes down.
Yeah, as it goes down. I would buy more Ethereum if it was sub $1,000.
You know what is crazy about Elon Musk? That he always show you his cars, and people don't listen. Like, for example, Tesla master plan has been always there. He always when he said that he was going to buy Twitter, like
He bought it.
Don't believe.
He'll probably incorporate Doge into some type of currency in some
He
way.
has saying that he's going to incorporate Doge. And
They've already done the test.
So.
I don't know if it's still that way now, but if you go on the Tesla website, look this up a minute. Go on the Tesla website and try to buy the quad, the Tesla quad, the four-wheel electric, that little four-wheel quad.
I used to collect Cabbage Patch Kids.
Say what?
The funny thing, the reason I buy crypto, by the way, is because I used to collect baseball cards. I used to collect stamps. I used to collect like anything that was collectible.
You had some expensive baseball cards, man.
I still have a lot of comic books. So I that's why I see the value in crypto too, because like I collected all this garbage, you know?
Is that the Tesla website? Where the hell are you?
But I love Vitaly's so honest about it. He's like, this is bullshit, but I'm going to make money off of it.
I'm going to make money off of it. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, I'm not in it for the maximalist, the Bitcoin maximalist.
You don't believe in the freedom and all this shit that
no, it's useless. In fact, if the USD, as soon as the dollar goes, you could see what happened. As soon as the dollar and inflation was hitting, what happened? You would think Bitcoin should be now at $1 million, like right now, but it's not. Okay,
no, but
Bitcoin right now should be pumping because of inflation.
But that's a function. You have to understand. It's still being bought and sold, right? And
by USD, which controls the whole narrative.
Yes, but because of the lack of regulation, there's not. Again, we talked about this. Markets want certainty, so gold will be fine because there's certainty and the regulation.
Gold wasn't fine. In fact, gold did not do as well. Once again,
it's still. But
gold
it's still
should also
better,
be triple the price right now.
But it's still a better hedge than crypto, and it's also $20 trillion market cap. It's a lot harder to move gold than
I know, but my point is, you think if the money is like they're printing dollars like crazy, inflation is going rampant, you think gold should be doubling on a daily basis.
It's not.
But it wasn't.
The money printing was not. It's not.
It was only 9% on inflation.
Yeah, you're not talking about like Turkey or.
But I think Carlos, that's Vitaly's point. If inflation's at 9% and you can't get Bitcoin to be a hedge, then it's just it goes with the Nasdaq.
It's a spec play. It is a spec play.
Anything that's a hedge or is considered a hedge because that's where markets go to protect their money. So it's not like there's no such thing.
Nobody wants Bitcoin.
No one wants Bitcoin. Exactly. Nobody wanted Bitcoin. So they went to a different hedge. But that doesn't.
So they're going to want Bitcoin.
They went to dollars.
Once there is, people went to cash. But once there is, I'm telling you, once there is actual regulation and big institutions feel okay holding this thing, it'll be fine.
No, because gold didn't run that.
Carlos, you actually believe in the philosophy of it a little bit more. Vitaly, you don't give a fuck. You just want the money.
Don't give a
That's
shit.
the difference between.
No, it's not. It's not about philosophy. It's understanding.
All right, see you, Steven. See you next time.
Later.
Understanding why it was created and understanding the path that we need to get there. It just takes time. These things take time. If gold was at $500 billion, it would be as volatile as crypto is right now.
That's fair. I guess it's just a question of
that's all it is. I'm telling you.
That point is gold is regulated, okay, and it's supposed to be a hedge, and it has not skyrocketed. That's just a simple fact. I mean, Bitcoin is just a spec play, and it will be for a very long time.
Then to your point, if Bitcoin, if gold was supposed to double, then my house should have doubled too.
Your house did double,
but it didn't. No,
your house went up a lot. In the last couple of years.
Hard assets. I checked it out.
No. I'm saying hard assets actually did go up like
they did.
Real estate.
No, they did. They did go up. But again, but people weren't okay. If somebody wants to buy my house for like at the time of the pandemic, they wanted to buy my house because they were stuck in a small one bedroom apartment and they wanted more space and freedom. That has nothing to do with the actual. To do with my house had something that was valuable to.
When your house, how much did you buy your house for? If you don't mind saying.
I bought it for a good amount of money.
Okay.
I bought it
And,
my
and
house
now you've
in
talked on an
2017.
episode how much someone offered you. You said it. So you want
Yeah,
to
it
say
was
it
like
again?
900. They didn't want to say the million, but they
My
said
point is
990,
your hard
100,000.
asset actually meant something. Real estate meant something in all of this. Gold
But it wasn't.
and
It wasn't
Bitcoin did not.
right. But what if it
These are
was what
facts.
you're
I don't know
saying?
what he's arguing about.
But
Like,
if it was
these are-
what you're saying, all real estate would have gone up. My particular real estate had something that was appealing to the people in this area.
There was a
That
sexy
made it
guy
more
in it.
valuable.
I'm saying all real estate went up.
But it
Everything
did not.
around.
Not all of it doubled. Did your house
Okay,
double?
I don't know about Iowa. I don't. I'm not sure what happened in Iowa.
Exactly.
My
Exactly.
here in
parents' house
New
went up by
Jersey-
like
But if
40%.
gold, but if here's the thing, if gold doubles, everybody holding gold doubles their position.
All right.
So it's not a fair.
At the end of the day, gold doesn't mean shit. It's a spec play, and also Bitcoin is a spec play. And I'm happy to take my money. as
The
soon as the
only
spec
reason
play
I
pays
can't
off.
invest in crypto is because I think at this age I need to see like revenues and stuff. Like I need to mentally, I need to be aligned with that. That's the only
Oh,
reason I
man.
can't just.
No, you have to.
exactly.
You have to.
No.
You have to.
I can't get out of the mindset, bro. I can't sleep at night knowing I have 10% of 5% of my net worth.
You're
in
buying.
something spec-
You're buying into a belief system, and it's no different than believing in the United States government because it's just a belief system.
No,
If you
I believe that SoFi
This is
has
true.
a valuable service.
No, forget
I'd
about that.
rather
I'm
give
saying-
my money to Anthony Noto.
No, I'm saying
see him-
Bitcoin or USD. When people buy into USD, it's because they believe that the United States government will be there tomorrow. When you buy into Bitcoin, you believe that Bitcoin
You know
will
why
be
the
there
U.S. government's
tomorrow.
going to be there tomorrow? Because we spent $800 billion on our military.
But also understand, okay, you put your money in cash.
all right.
You put your money in cash.
I got to
there's
go to
two
sleep,
things-
guys. So are we
All right,
taking
well,
it?
Carlos,
back?
last word. Carlos, last
Last
word. Then we're
point.
out.
There's two things that the government can do to mess with the money that you're keeping. Even if you keep it, even if you have your money under the mattress, they can mess with the interest rates and they can change the money supply. Those two things can mess with the value of your hard
is
asset
true.
that you have
That is
under the
true.
mattress. Okay.
That is true.
You cannot change it. There's no interest rates on Bitcoin, and the supply of Bitcoin is fixed.
That is
Those
true.
two
That is
things
true.
right there.
I agree
make it
with you. I agree with you.
penetrable to inflationary pressures. There's no CEO, there's no head of the Fed, right? And if you think about this, for example, markets are open 5 days a week. So there's 10 days a month that they're closed, right? So 20 days a month. And they're only open from 9:30 to 5. Bitcoin is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week since inception. How many more trading days? How many more trading days are, if you cumulative, since its inception has it had versus what the market has? If you think about it.
Yeah, that's fair. I just think some of those regulations are good that it's closed after 5 p.m. So companies have to do quarterly reports like this
There's
stuff.
no
I
circuit
like.
breaker. There's no circuit breaker in crypto.
So I just want to point
Correct.
out that
Markets
Markets
you're a
tank.
little bit wrong about this. There's no inflation in Bitcoin or in crypto. There is an inflation mechanism, and the way they do it, it's called a fork. So and
Okay, yes.
Bitcoin has forked.
With the spoon?
It's ridiculous. So Bitcoin has
Little-
forked
the little
multiple
spoon.
times in
Makes
its
it look fun.
history, and that is inflation, by the way. It created more coins, but not on the Bitcoin blockchain, on other blockchains because they split. And then
Yes.
people took that money or that fake those coins and sold it for USD. Okay.
Yes.
Or more Bitcoin, one or the other. So all crypto has 100% inflation. All of it inflates.
Right,
And
but it is
Ethereum,
not-
by the way, does not even have a cap.
I know.
They can print as
Yeah.
much Ethereum as they
Yeah,
want.
They can.
Okay.
They can. Sure. And that, but there's other reasons why. Like, I agree with you that if I had to put more money in now, it would be into Ethereum. I'm like more bullish on the future of Ethereum.
Well, because
for,
it's
like-
more like the cash flow thing. It's like
And it's a smart
becoming a real
contract.
company.
Honestly, it's the smart contracts. It's the ability that they can disrupt certain technologies, certain existing technologies like an Airbnb, escrow, mortgages, things like that you can do on the Ethereum network that you can't
All right,
Bitcoin
cool.
network. Anyway, I
So-
think we all got to go.
This was
Nice.
great. Thank
We
you,
all hit like and
460
subscribe.
people, for being here. Please subscribe to the new channel. We're trying to get that one to 1,000 subs. We're at 700. So
Oh, man.
please, if you
You
haven't
really got to
subscribed.
say that in the beginning of the show.
Well,
Yeah,
now we
you
have
gotta
400
catch-
people versus 80. So that's but yes, I need
So
to-
then, in theory, we should have 400 and something new subscribers.
Well, it's hard to get people to subscribe. This is the game of YouTube.
Guys, we ain't leaving until you
Yeah,
all subscribe.
All right. Last thing, put in the chat if this is your first time coming to the pod. And
Say what?
Put in the chat if this is your first time seeing the pod. I think we need to do that every night as well to see the new people that are
Just
coming
everyone,
in.
yeah. Put the raised hand emoji.
Put the raised hand if this is your first time. Please, like, if we know you're here every day, don't put the raised hand.
Like Scott, yeah. Scott Killian's like, hey, I just well, hey, what's up, guys?
It was just suggested on my algorithm. Like,
Wait, it's
some
like,
guys arguing about crypto.
Who put this gear next to my name?
All right, and my Twitter.
Oh yeah, let's put the Twitters in. We gotta do the real Vitali. So you gotta follow the real VR. Tomorrow we're talking about metaverse. Apple's gonna have that hunky dunk thing that they're coming out with soon. And
Thanks.
that's going to compete against Meta. So we'll talk about that. We got Speared.
Is that
Cute
happening?
Carlos.
Is the presentation tomorrow?
No, it's like in a couple. It's like in a week, but
Okay.
we'll talk about it tomorrow because
WWDC.
official.
When is WWDC? Actually, yeah, when is that?
I think it's June. WWDC is June 4th.
I'm looking
Date
forward to
It
It
is
June
is it
5th.
really-
Oh, so we have 2
June
weeks. We
Oh
have 2
man,
weeks.
that is going to be such a good event.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
There's a 40% chance they don't announce the headset.
The real John Search. No, I follow the fake Vitaly. Okay.
I think everyone here is came from has been here for a long. We didn't get too many people saying they raised their hand, so that's awesome. Thank you, 400 people. Appreciate it. Please follow everyone in the description. I'll have chapters up and timestamps in like 10 minutes, so you guys can go through those, and we'll keep going from there. We'll see you guys tomorrow night with Kris at 10 p.m. Bye, everybody. Good night.